There we go. Hey. Well, that was fast. It worked. I keep forgetting since I have a new computer and now new internet, everything works a lot faster. I don't have to wait 50 seconds for anything to work. Hello, friends!
Right? Hello.
Hello.
We are back. Well, mostly back. Donna, aka Mom, will not be joining us tonight. She does have a migraine, so let us wish her well and hope that it goes away sooner rather than later. If she was here, I know she would let you guys know that there is major progress going with the house situation. They're supposed to have cement poured this week, which means once that sets, they can have the house brought in and put together. So we're almost to a house.
Yay!
Yes.
Yay!
So I know they are more than looking forward to it right now. But tonight we have our lovely, wonderful friend Candace back. So welcome back, Candace.
Hello, everybody. Thank you.
So tell us, how are you? What's new?
Oh, we're doing good. What's new? Not much. Just cleaning and organizing my home. Getting ready for the summer to get here, which can't get here fast enough.
For real.
Agreed.
Getting ready for our show. Still into the paranormal. Still doing all that stuff too. So it's always fun. It's always a mixed bag, and you never know what day it's going to bring what.
True story.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys felt like lately it's kind of been calmer?
The paranormal, yes. And let me define that. Ghosties, yes. UFO sightings, no. They're going off like crazy still, especially in the southern part of our country, and other places as well, other countries. But yeah, it's more into, people are more into the UFO and the Bigfoot thing now.
Seems
kind of
like
weird how it's shifting. I'm seeing a lot of shifting, but that's okay. Everybody teach their own is what I say. Why not?
Right.
So, but as far as ghosties, it's kind of quiet.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's I don't pay attention much, clearly. What's going on down south with UFOs? What did I miss?
No, it's just you see more sightings in the southern part of the, let's be honest. How many people are out in the winter looking up?
Not it.
Okay. But the southern parts of the country see more activity because there's more people outside looking up in the dark and whatever, right?
Makes sense.
Especially with our winters that we had here, our normal winter that we had here this year, not many people were outside.
No.
So,
not if we can help it.
But yeah, nothing major going on, just various sightings here and there. Arizona, New Mexico, all that. Southern states as far as Florida, that kind of thing. So it's pretty interesting, but I always try to keep watching what's going on out there. Watching the teams, watching teams split off of other teams for ghosties and all that too.
Yeah.
So you got the shakedown is what I call it. You see,
it's like a shakedown for every spring.
Right. And like right now, I'm Team Martyr Research Paranormal Group. That's who I'm with. And right now we're on hold. Our esteemed elusive Mark and Terry Barones have bought a house in Gaylord and they're going to turn it into a B&B. So we're on hold, which that's okay. Good for them. Let them go. Let them do their dream.
Absolutely.
And he'll pick it up later. And we're still, I'm like, hey, you need help. Let us know. We'll help you do whatever up there. But yeah, just kind of quieting down a little bit. And I think as we all get older, you guys aren't there yet, but the 60 plusers, you're seeing us kind of slow down, right? So it is what it is with family and all that. But
so they bought a place in Gaylord. Are they up there right now?
They're not up there right now. He's still down here, but he's been going back and forth, and he's got plans and big dreams. So I go for it, dude.
Do it. Absolutely. I'm hopefully nothing crazy happened on their property up there since the ice storm.
I haven't heard, but I haven't talked to him either, so I can't really say one way or the other.
There's places up there. They still have the like the military and stuff hanging out, still getting people back up and running with power.
Yeah.
I've got a buddy in Levering who owns his own tattoo shop up there. And he just got power back, I think, yesterday or the day before. So it just blows my mind how many people still don't have power.
And it takes forever. And I think your mom posted that, their power companies were coming up. And I said, yeah, I just passed the DTE train going north, on the freeway over here by us off of 75 there. But it was kind of weird to see, you got about 10 trucks coming up and they're all DTE and they're not in the slow lane.
Right.
So,
they're on a mission.
I know where they're going.
What was crazy was today. So I'm close enough to Grayling where I see a lot of military jets fly over. And I think Camp Grayling started doing some test runs because this giant ass military jet flew over my house earlier today. And it was so low in the sky that all of my windows rattled. And I could see this giant shadow just cover my house as it went over. It was so crazy.
We get them from what's the base down here in Clinton Township? Anyway, can't even think of it. They've been flying over my house with the helicopters going up there.
Yeah.
So, and you hear the Chinooks, and you're gonna hear my dogs go off.
Oh, that's okay.
I get to hear like constant test flights down here from the jets, and it's insane.
Yeah. You feel that, right, in the air, and the dogs are freaking out and everything else.
Oh my God. I mean, I'm used to flyovers over my house, but this one I've never seen one that low. Like I could make out the pilot. It was insane.
I don't like them when they're low. That's crazy.
Right? I'm like, okay, keep it up a little bit higher there, boys.
You need more altitude.
Like, this isn't Top Gun. Stop it.
Yeah, right? We don't feel the need for speed right here.
No.
Yeah.
When I first moved here in Ohio, they broke the sound barrier over our house.
Where are you at? By what base?
The one by Toledo.
Okay.
The National Guard base.
Yeah.
Look at us all being by the military. It feels so safe.
I'm a military brat, so
yeah.
My dad was in the Air Force when I was born, so.
Oh, so it's nothing you're not used to.
Oh my gosh, no, not at all. And with my family history, and I had Douglas Wicks do my family tree. Mm-hmm. And boy, oh boy, did that really opened up a can of worms on my grandmother's side because we never knew her side. My mom. And finding all the military people that I've had in my family, to name one would be William the Conqueror.
Nice.
And a lot of the royalty, the Robert the Bruce. I have also Rollo from the King of Norway. If you watch, you know who Rollo is. That kind of thing. So it's all been about battles and stuff. And I got sea captains, and I still have captains to this day in my family. So it's kind of neat. My cousin was a retired Navy captain, so we've all been military. I got a American Revolutionary War patriot. I got a Union officer that was a sergeant. That was my great grandfather. So it's all been that, but it's really weird how it kind of just keeps repeating. But
I tell you, it runs in the genetics. It's like that drive gets passed down.
I think so, because I was that close to joining.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I'm like, no, I like my freedom too much.
Yeah, I've got a lot of cousins that are in the service, and it crossed my mind a few times when I was younger, but between having poor eyesight, flat feet, liking food a little bit too much, I don't think I would have been cut out for it.
My eyesight's pretty good now, but back in the day I had glasses all the time, but not anymore. But
so I just support and do what I can for them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh-huh. So we have a show coming up. Well, Mom is going to be at your guys' show. So let's fill in everybody on the show.
Okay, so it's this Exie and Candy Spring Fling. That's on April 26th. It starts at 1 o'clock. It goes to 6 o'clock. It's at 130 East Drainer Road in Oxford, Michigan, which is the American Legion. We were just nice segue there, right?
Yeah.
Military. This show was almost not. It's been a really whirlwind of a trip. We had an accident out here that actually took out part of the building.
Yikes.
Unfortunate car accident, and it did cost a life.
Oh no.
But the guy was having seizures. The wife grabbed the wheel. They hit a car on the corner. They came up and down a train embankment, an old train track, right? Came up, clipped the helicopter in front of the Legion, and then smashed into the side of the building, which is the hull side, which we're going to be at.
Oh.
And they had, the engineers out there and everything else. And I'm talking to Rory out there. Rory's great. He runs that Legion like a champ.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they're telling me April 1st, I'm going to stick by April 1st. And every month I had to call him. Because do you advertise a show you might not have? Yeah. Yes, you do. So I kept doing that. And I dragged out the advertising, as you noticed. Instead of every week, it would be every 2 weeks or so.
Yeah.
And then we found out that the man was taken to the hospital. He was fine. His wife kept saying she was fine, and she was taken to the hospital. Unfortunately, she passed in the hospital. She had internal injuries from reaching over and trying to steer this truck, right? In the backseat was a young child and a dog. The young child and dog are fine. The husband is fine, and all are recovering, except for mom is gone. So then we were like, okay, so what can we do?
Right.
So I'm gonna have a little jar out there for donations for the family.
Absolutely.
And we'll go from there and donate it to the Legion, who in turn will donate it to them. So,
Oh.
but rough time, but yeah, and we are a go. It's done on April 1st, and we're ready to get in there and do our show like we always do. Our show is pretty diverse this year. Of course, we have your mother, who's stuck by us through thick and thin. God love her. Yep. She's been one of the longest standing, and the Blue Crystal is another longest standing customers. Blue Crystal has all kinds of stuff, from stones and whatnot to household items to smudging kits to black salt to whatever you want, jewelry. And then we have Dale Quigley coming back. They were out there last year doing the Paranormal Voice.
I love Dale.
Dale's awesome. So he will be there doing his thing, which is always good. And then we have various other vendors. And for me to read that off, I need these. It's because we have Rhonda Hart being there for her healing capabilities. Mm-hmm. And we also have Heather Hastings coming. We have Michelle Kubat coming. We have Donna Bills Kinsley, who is Pretty Pebbles. She does jewelry that is beautiful. We have April North coming. It's her first show for us with her. And I love her jewelry at Paracon. And I'm like, please, please, please. So she's coming. And I'm very excited about that. I have a bonsai tree lady.
Ooh.
Kelly Woosley. She's doing the bonsais, which is cool if you're into that. I have Pamela Matthews from Tuscany Soap, Salts, and Lotions. I have Deborah Davis. She's going to be doing makeup and skincare, of course. And everybody's got to look beautiful for spring, right?
That's right.
Patricia Ozzola, which is the Blue Crystal, she'll be doing readings too. So she's got both going on. Mary Bassett's going to be there. Dawn O'Connell, which I read with Dawn at the Blue Crystal when we do their Friday night. Psychic nights, excuse me. Eric Webster will be there. And I have Kim Measle. Thank you. I'm drawing a blank on her last name. She's my new healer that's coming. I've seen her in action, and her setup is amazing. So I'm anxious for all of that. We've got a ton of people on here. That's just crazy amount of people that are coming to this show. And it's always a good time, and it's always a good mix of things. We have Magic coming there that she does the magical wares and household stuff. We have all kinds of good people, which I'm very excited for. So come on out and see us, man. Come on out. Get your spring groove on. Get what you need for the
summer. One of these years, I'm going to make it down there for it. I haven't been able to come out to that one yet.
It'd be nice to see you this year.
I know. I have a singing gig up here, so I won't be able to come down, but I will be there in spirit.
I saw that. And you sing great, by the way.
Well, thank you.
Me, I crack shower tile. But anyway.
What's even more ironic is I will be singing at the American Legion in Grayling.
Oh, so we'll be at the American Legion, but not the same one.
So we'll be connected. It's okay.
Yeah. Send some good vibes your way. We're good. Yeah.
Yep.
I love it.
No, but it sounds like it's going to be a good time. If anybody watching has any questions, please feel free to comment, or if you're watching this after the fact and it's still not April 26th, you can reach out to us and we'd be happy to answer any questions or point you to Candace and Exie, and then they can answer any of your questions as well.
Yep. We are, like I said, we're a full show, which is awesome. We always, I don't know how we do it, but it's always a full show in a very short period of time. Love it. We always have good people show up. We always have a very good show, and we will have speakers and raffle going, for the basket every hour and all that. We just have fun. It's just a fun time. It's time to get out of the house and shake those winter blues off and
absolutely.
So we love it.
That's the beauty of April. That's when everybody has just absolutely had it. And they're like, I'm getting out of the house. Let's go.
It's time. Let's bring in the warmer weather. Let's get the boats out. Let's get the, all your fun stuff, right? That you like to do in the summer. Let's get in the garden. Let's do whatever. But yeah, I'm ready.
100%. Kirsten says that she cracks the shower tile too.
I feel you. I can't sing in the shower because I like my tile. I rarely sing in the shower. It is a very rare thing. I'll dance in the shower, but I won't sing in the shower. I would dance in the shower too. I got the room. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I only trust dancing in the shower now because I have one of them grippy mats, so I know I won't eat shit.
Right? Don't need to fall in the shower.
No, wouldn't recommend it. It's not a fun time. Conrad, you're awfully quiet. Are you going to be able to go to Oxford on the 26th?
Yes, Conrad, are you? We're only, 2 hours from you?
Depends if I have a massage thingy or not.
Oh, massages are always good.
Yeah.
I love them.
They're wonderful. Great way to
feel. All the cleaning I've been doing, but go ahead.
I need one too. I need a 2-hour massage. That'd be great.
I would like to have a masseuse. I would like to have a staff. A maid and a masseur. We got it.
There you go.
I could go for a chiropractor and about 76 hours of sleep.
I can't sleep that long. I used to be able to sleep a long time.
I can't even sleep for 6 hours straight. So if I could just be put into a coma for about 3 days, I think I'd be okay.
I get that. I used to be there. Yeah. But ever since my ablation, I can't sleep over 7 hours.
Really?
I used to drink pots of coffee, and I'm not talking 1 or 2 all day. 1 cup. That's all I want.
Yeah.
So, changes you a little bit, on it's really strange. And that NDE was part of that. Right. Mm-hmm. So it was pretty interesting, the whole thing. But yeah, it's weird as you get older, what changes, what happens to you to make you change. And I viewed that as the universe telling me, slow your fanny down.
Fair enough.
Because you've seen my posts. I'm all over the place doing all kinds of stuff. Mm-hmm. So it's just crazy, but that's what it was. To me, that was the big message. Slow down and enjoy what you got.
Right.
Very much.
Listen to those messages.
Oh, yeah. And now you're going to hear my door dinging. Told my husband, don't let the dogs out, but he's not listening. Anyway.
I was going to say, usually after the door ding, you hear the dogs.
Yeah. Right.
I love it.
Open every time you touch it. I hate that thing. I wish I could disconnect it. But anyway.
Fine. Now, on the back to the paranormal side of things, you were saying you've got a trip coming up?
Oh, yes. Me and Exie in October, we're going down to St. Augustine.
Oh, I love St. Augustine.
We have 3 tickets left, in fact. If you're interested, you can look it up. It's Exie's got it advertised. I am going to advertise it soon, so it'll be up. Anyway, doing the St. Augustine trip, oldest city in the country. Love to do the lighthouse there. In fact, we already have tickets for that.
Nice.
The lighthouse, I don't know if you've ever seen the Ghost Hunters version.
Yep.
When you saw the shadow person peeking over the side.
Yep.
They're both going, "Whoa," right? They're freaking out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty cool. So I'm anxious to get there and see it for myself. St. Augustine also has 2 forks there. They have an old jail there that we would like to get into, investigate the old jail as well. We're doing the pirate museums. We try to make it a good trip as far as not just all paranormal, good food, check out a couple of museums, check out the vibe of the downtown, go here, go there, try to cover shopping and, we're going to go to the beach.
Yeah.
Try to do a little bit of everything. And this year, September, we did Chattanooga, Tennessee. A lot of people don't think of Chattanooga as a good place, right? Not much going on paranormal. Well, we did the old South Pitt Hospital there.
That sounds fun.
And you might have seen the Tennessee Wraith Chasers do that one a lot. Yeah. And they helped that place out a lot, excuse me. It's a small community hospital in a small little town. Not much going on there. Just a little rural area, but it was really interesting because it was pretty doggone active for being just a community hospital, not one of these big, behemoths that you see. Like here, it's Royal Oak Beaumont, right? So not like that, just a small little hospital. And you had all kinds of action between the kids wing, which I saw shadows myself. Saw them black out the light. I could tell one was tall. I could tell one was small. Child's wing makes sense, right? They had a couple resident rooms there that they kept people that were a little crazy in. One was, I would say today, you would say she was severely autistic.
Okay.
Kind of not walking and everything else. But she was very active as well in her room as far as EVPs. Pretty cool. It was just a plethora of different things. You had nurses activity going on where the nurses station was, and she died in the bathroom, one of the nurses there. I don't think she died, they said, of natural causes. No, I don't think so. I think there was something else going on there. I think that was a little foul play. We had all kinds of aborted babies, people doing that. We had all kinds of stuff, right? So it was a very active little tiny location. And I wish we could have stayed more there. We actually hunted with one guy out of our group that had 2 dogs.
Really? And
it was very interesting. They were military, and so was he. Ex, I should say. And the dogs wouldn't go in certain areas.
Okay.
Or the dogs would alert in certain areas, which was pretty neat to see because, if you've, I just saw a shadow figure there, and all of a sudden the dog's looking like, what?
Right. You have some sort of validation.
Yeah. So we had the canine validation going on. We also did Ruby Falls. If you've ever been underground, that's a beautiful place to start. You go down an elevator, you walk for maybe a mile. It's pretty easy walk under there. There's a couple steps here and there, but not bad, right? So anybody can do it. And it's absolutely beautiful. And how this guy found it, he was trying to make a tunnel for the railroad. Found a hole and followed it through. And I can't imagine being under there for 18 hours on your belly crawling, and then all of a sudden you could stand up.
Oh my God.
Right.
Crazy. And they have different formations as you go through there. It's funny because it starts out as like rocks in a pile or something silly name. And then as it progressed into the tunnel or the cave, excuse me, you could tell they were getting hungry because it turned into eggs and bacon.
No.
And just bacon sheet, it's like,
right.
They must be getting hungry if they do the names. But it was very interesting to see that, and very cool to see that waterfall flowing underground and how fast and how hard. And it wasn't raining, so I can't imagine what a rain would do there.
That's insane.
And just not too far from there is Lookout Mountain. So we did that, and that's where I found out, yes, I'm definitely afraid of heights because I could not get up to the edge.
Yikes.
And that's where you see the sign for the 7 states, right? You can see the 7 states from that point of view.
Okay.
I'm standing maybe 10 feet from that rail, and that rail is only coming up to just above my knee. And I'm thinking, ooh, ooh. And I started hyperventilating and going, yeah, no.
Yeah, you sneeze, you might fall over.
And poor Exie comes up to me and she goes, oh, hey. And she puts her shoulder on me and I'm like, don't touch me.
Oh, God.
I was freaking out. I was having a moment. I'm like, yeah, I'm not a heights person. So anyway, we figured that out. But it's just a beautiful view. And
Yeah.
the Carter family owns that. And I was like, which Carter? Jimmy? Or Johnny Cash's wife?
Oh, I didn't think about
It's
that.
Johnny Cash's wife's family owns that. Whether it's uncle or aunt or mother or father, I don't know, but it's that family.
That's cool.
So it was kind of neat to see that. But we do all kinds, like I said, and then we could do restaurants, and then we did shopping in downtown Chattanooga. We went to several restaurants on the river there. We did all kinds of stuff. It was just beautiful area. We just like to take it in and give you a feel for it, and maybe it's someplace you'd like to go back and return. We've done. Let's see. We started out with New Orleans. We did Savannah. We did Mackinac Island. Mm-hmm. We did Chattanooga, and now we're doing St. Augustine. Just kind of picking random cities that not everybody goes to.
Yeah.
Mackinac was fun and cool. Mackinac about killed me because I was in AFib at that and didn't know it.
Oh, okay.
So I'm lucky I didn't stroke out on the island. But Mackinac was really cool too, and I highly suggest anybody go to Mackinac Island and do the tours. And Todd was amazing. Todd Skiles from Haunted Mackinac.
Yes.
Todd Skiles. So he was very good, very good. But yeah, we had a great time. Every place we've been, every place has been haunted that we stayed at. It's crazy.
I love that you're going to St. Augustine. I haven't been to St. Augustine. Oh, God. I can't remember the last time I went. I think it was like 2013.
Okay.
So probably between 2010, 2013. I love St. Augustine. Like I was to the point where I was actually looking into going to college at Flagler because it is a college town too, because the atmosphere is just so cool. But it was kind of out of my price range, so I didn't end up going.
I get that.
It's just like going through the old Castillo de San Marcos and seeing the Fountain of Youth. I just loved it. I loved everything about it, and I miss it every day. It's just one of those places that just seeps under your skin.
I think Florida is a very interesting place when you look at its history and who has been there. Right. And you look at the Native Americans that have been there. The Seminoles are the ones that never signed a treaty with anybody.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting that you're seeing the paranormal there rise up so much. Because when I went there 10 years ago, there was nothing. Right.
Right.
And now it's booming big time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
One day I'd like to get into Disney World and investigate that.
That would be fun.
That'd be cool.
Think about that.
Would be fun.
Yeah. Think about
Did you imagine getting EVPs of like Mickey Mouse voices?
Oh, God.
Or Walt, right? Or Walt.
Get Walt Disney coming through.
I mean, there's been stories of different attractions at, I think, mostly Disneyland, saying that there was some hauntings, but unfortunately, I feel like all of the YouTube stars, those paranormal channels that aren't very real, are kind of putting a damper on a lot of
yeah, you're getting the ones that are signing the dotted line to say the word demon, right? So
yeah,
out there. To be honest with you, I don't really watch those shows anymore. I used to love the Dead Files. Loved the Dead Files.
Yeah.
I was never a big Ghost Adventurers fan. My favorite was Ghost Hunters.
Same.
I think they're the most accurate.
Yes.
And I give kudos to all of them because they've kept it that way.
Yeah, they're the most honest.
And they will not say that word. And I don't blame them. Because and I know that there's just not that many demons out there. And when you pick up a phone call locally and they're like, I'm scared, we got a demon here. No, I pretty much can guarantee you don't. I've been doing this for over 25 years. And I can honestly look at you in the eye and tell you I've had one case that could have possibly been, and I turned them over to the Archdiocese.
Right.
I know my limit. That is above my pay grade. I am not going there.
That's pretty much where the
Yeah.
same way we handle it. We had it was either last year or the year before, somebody reached out to us for help, and everything they were explaining to us, we were just like, we're not going to take a chance. We want somebody who can efficiently help you if that is indeed what it is.
Uh-huh.
But we're always here if something happens. And as far as I know, they turned out okay. But it's just, that's not something that I would want to delve into if it is in fact what it is.
Yeah, when I turned that case over to the Archdiocese, I never heard back anything, because once the Archdiocese has it, you're kind of out of it, right? They don't keep you in it, which is fine.
Right.
Like I said, it's above my pay grade.
Mm-hmm.
Gave them the number, got in touch with the Archdiocese of Detroit, and turned that over to them.
Yep.
And I have to believe it had to help them in some way, because otherwise they would have come back. You know what I mean? So, and I had,
Absolutely.
but.
Mm-hmm. Kirsten remembers watching the OG Ghost Hunters episodes. Same.
Yeah. Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'll never forget meeting Jason Hawes and the Ghost Hunters crew for the very first time, and it was at Michigan Paracon in 2021. And I usually, when it comes to meeting people, I'm just like, yeah, whatever. But for some reason with Jason Hawes, I'm just like,
the dude's intimidating, right?
I turned into this little fangirl, and I'm just like, hi.
I met Grant Wilson at Old Mill.
Yeah.
Parafest, and he was very sweet and very nice and very upfront, and we talked for a while, and he moved on. It's a small venue, right? So
yeah,
it was very cool. I met Jessica Haas the same year you did.
Yep.
So yeah.
I haven't been able to meet Grant. I did. So back in the day when MySpace was a thing, I actually sent him a MySpace message, and he messaged me back because I found out he was a huge anime fan.
Okay.
And at the time, I was really big into the anime called Bleach. And he was talking about it one day. So I messaged him out of the blue, and I was like, hey, who's your favorite character? And he actually answered me back. I was so geeked out. I was like, yeah, I talked to Grant.
I think they're both very original, right?
Yes.
And it's hard and few to find it between. Tim Shaw's that way.
Yep. I love Tim.
And yes, Johnny Zathis is that way.
Oh, I love Johnny.
Uncle Johnny's great. Love him.
He's so sweet.
But he's very upfront and he's very honest.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's what I like. If I have a question, like the one case I had down here in Detroit, and it was in Hamtramck, we did an investigation and we found one of those skulls that have been decorated by the Tibetan monks.
No kidding.
And it was kind of weird. And the guy goes, yeah, I bought it. And then he started having problems. And I'm reaching out to Uncle Johnny. He goes, this is what you got to do. Right? And he doesn't want to give it up. So what do we do with it? You know, so right. Blessing on it and whatnot. And it turned out okay. Things settled down, calmed down. It was bound. It was under glass. It was smudged and everything else, and oils and good Lord, all kinds of stuff. I did not do that. We had somebody else do that, but standing there watching, and it got it under control. But the guy named it Adolf, and I'm like, really, you're a Hitler?
Oh.
No, it's not what this is about. That's not a remembrance of a child. That's not what that is. You know what I mean? So he changed the name and got his help. And
yeah, giving something a more negative connotation is not the way to do it.
Exactly. So it was very nice though. But yeah, you run into those weirdos. And recently I stopped doing house cleansings because here in Michigan, I'm tired of walking into houses where drugs are just laying all over the place. And I'm not talking just pot. Okay. I'm just like, ridiculous. You're seeing things. Well, maybe if you laid off, the cocaine a little bit, you'd be all right.
And it's funny because we've had a couple of investigations. I'll never forget when we first started the team, we went to someone's house. Oh God, I can't remember where it was. It was in Genesee County. It was like on the northern end of Genesee County. then these people seemed very genuine. They're like, oh, we're seeing things, we're hearing noises and all this. So we go to check it out. And as we're doing the walkthrough, before we even do the investigation, they're like, yeah, this is the room where we do all the mushrooms. Oh,
thank you. I'm
okay.
leaving.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Anything else? Oh, yeah, we do all sorts of stuff in there. I'm like, I think I figured out your haunting.
Right? I look at it this way. You set it up, you made the mess, you clean it up.
Yeah.
I tell you how to do it. I don't need to be there.
So we were just very nice, and we did a very, very quick investigation, and that was that. Never heard back from them.
We had one out here in Oxford, and it was a crazy house. And I'm going around with it was the beginning with the first, we pulled up, they met us here at my house. We had a meeting with them. We went back to the house. As we pull up, now they were here for about an hour. As we pull up to the house, we walk in and the smoke alarm's going off. Their vacuum caught on fire while we were gone. It's not plugged in.
What?
Yeah. So we're walking around, and here I am with my, my little EMF detector and all that thing, and it's going crazy. And I get down to the basement, the newer part of the house, and it's just pegged the whole time. It ain't moving. And I'm like, what the? It was never grounded.
Oh.
This is why all the hair is standing up on my whole body. It's not grounded. So now you got a Faraday cage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, crap. So telling this lady what this is, I can't tell you if you got paranormal because you got a Faraday cage. If you do have paranormal, it's being heightened by this. If you don't, it can make you think you're seeing this. We got to get your electrical. Well, they ended up moving out of the house about 6 months later. And they went to another location, and she never reached back to us, but she reached out to a friend of mine named Exie. And she goes, yeah, I had so-and-so come out and clean our old house, but we moved because that house, we could not, it was a rental. The landlord wasn't willing to, switch out the power, even though he knew it wasn't right. All kinds of stuff happened. But anyway, they moved to another city or another little small town just before Lansing. So Axie went out there, and I warned her. I says, I think it's her. Be careful, because there are some people that will draw things to them.
Right.
And she was one of those. And most definitely Exie it was a bad situation. She started magically throwing stuff back at Exie, which was crazy. And Rhonda Hart was with her. And
okay.
And it was very interesting to see what happened to those three ladies. And after I warned them, right? And then I said, she's creating this problem. She's got to dig her own way out. And you just can't, you can help her, but she's not going to do it. Because we left them a list, this is what fix the electrical, right?
Right.
Nope, never happened. Didn't do it, and brought whatever was in the house with them to that location. That's her.
And sometimes I wonder if people like that, it's almost like somebody who's just naturally attracted to drama. Like all they want to do is be engrossed in drama. And I feel like with this one, it's almost like they crave paranormal drama.
Yeah, but she had abilities. But she would recognize those abilities. So it's kind of like, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
You're bringing them in because they know it. You're not turning it off. You're not using it. They're going to keep coming.
Right.
You got to do something with it. You don't do it, put up protections and protect your house, or do it and do it right.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel. That's like, there's no real, what do you do when you have a gift?
Right.
If I see somebody walking in my house saying, hey, I need to get a message across to so-and-so, I'm going to try even if I don't know that person, my damnedest to get to that.
Yeah.
My house is locked down tight. But anyway, it's just what I do. You can't go against that. I feel like I inherited this somehow, some way.
Mm-hmm.
I have to follow through. I'm sure you guys feel the same way.
Yes.
Yes.
If you sit there and you bite your tongue and you hold it, you're just going to keep getting more people. And it's going to, I call it the cosmic slap, right? So, and you're like, I should have done it. But
Yep.
yeah, no, I can't understand. But yeah, I don't do house cleansings anymore because of the drug situations and crazy people out there. Too much for me.
Right.
But
Agreed.
Conrad's never had that kind of situation, have you, Conrad?
No.
oh, really?
Not at all.
Are you speaking facetiously or?
Very
Well, I'm being very sarcastic.
Um,
Because Conrad lived in Grand Rapids for a while.
Yeah.
Been there, done that.
Yeah.
The home of the medical mile.
Yeah, in Church Mile. Which we know all those, especially the old churches, bring on their own stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Grand Rapids had its own heavy like energy like cloud over it in itself. It was like the first thing I noticed when I moved there. Like the longer I was there, the thicker I could not thicker, like the more I could see it, the more visible it became.
What did you think that cloud was?
What?
What do you think that cloud was?
Dark energy.
I
Heavy
saw
energy.
it's the Chicagoans that came up the west coast of Michigan, right? The old money and their old beliefs and how it just burned them, basically. In the end, right?
Yeah.
It's just a nasty, foggy. Yeah, I don't like it either. And
It's a heavy fog. Yeah, it's like foggy.
Yeah.
Like if you're not super well, like at protecting yourself, keeping yourself protected, shields up, stuff like that, and you're sensitive or have abilities of some sort, you're most likely going to feel drained constantly there.
We used to have a place. It is in Pontiac. It was called Clinton Valley. It was an insane asylum. And no matter what time of day you went there, it could be the brightest blue sky, the brightest sun. There was always a cloud over it. Always. It was just crazy. It never went away. I mean, it's not from them pumping out stuff from the furnace or anything. Don't matter, right? Not that. It's like, why is there always a cloud there? Energy.
Yep.
Crazy, but yeah.
Like the downtown area is old Indian mounds, and they just went through and like flattened those out just
We'll
to
just
make.
go right over them. Yeah.
Yep. We'll build on top of them, put parking lots over them.
Because that's always a great idea.
Right.
And as you said, that
Poltergeist.
money, that old money that came up through there. There's I worked at a home, an assisted living home. I specialized in dementia care.
Okay.
And it was for the wealthy of the area. Let's put it that way. So it wasn't just everyday folks at a nursing home. This is bougie, expensive, and a lot of darkness attached to a lot of them.
Okay.
And I felt like most of the time when I would pick up on it, it was due to their greed and their money. And it was like a lot of it was ancestral too. It just kept going down the line.
Generational curses. Right? That's what I see that as. Right.
Yeah.
I agree with your statement. I would agree with that wholeheartedly. Because that's what they did back then. They didn't give a crap. They just did what they wanted to build this country, right? So the Indians were considered lesser than. So it's sad but true. Unfortunately, we did a lot of grievances against peoples of this country. First people.
Yep.
But yeah. So it'll never go away.
No. Especially since you'd have to literally get the whole city on the same page at the same time, and
That ain't
that's not good. That's too synchronicity for us as a human species.
A little bit much for us. We like our parking lot.
We haven't elevated that much.
Unfortunately, no. I wish it would, but we'll see. What is that going on?
I don't know what I'm hearing. I don't know who it's from either.
Is that me?
It's on the other side of my wall.
Oh,
Hmm.
what's going on over there?
Hmm.
I think the bathtub is running.
Okay.
Okay.
It sounds like a growl.
Well, we have like the water heater that makes hot water as it goes, as we use it.
Insta hot.
But then we also have our water treatment system because, lovely Ohio and sulfur water. So we have a hydrogen peroxide treatment system.
Ah, okay.
And that makes its own noises too.
Mm. I'm sitting on the iron water capital.
Good old hard water.
Mm-hmm. I get rust. So, yeah.
Samesy.
Yeah.
Thankfully, the hydrogen peroxide system helps with the eggy smell, so we don't have to deal with the rotten egg smell that much.
That's good.
Although the reaction of like the sulfur and the heavy iron in the water mixed with the peroxide just has a reaction, and piping does not like it.
Are you in a well or is that city water?
Well,
You might want to call the well guy out and mention that you got sulfur. They can change something.
There you go.
yeah, because that I can just imagine being expensive down the road, especially when we get a new house.
Right? I hear it. But yeah, I can't make mine go away. It gets in the water here. We're right on the edge of the glacier where it dropped off all the rocks. We are literally the gravel capital.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
You
but
mentioned
that's
it.
nice rocks. Oh, I would
And
be in heaven.
put a shovel in the ground. Not ever. Not anywhere.
Mm.
It's rock. Ka-tink, ka-tink, ka-tink every time you put a shovel in the ground.
Oh.
And we're also the home of the first radio broadcasting Lone Ranger, Brace Beamer.
Oh. So now I know where Conrad's going to move next.
Right? Rocks. I love
You had him at rocks. That's all you need to say, rocks. He heard
All kinds of-
nothing else.
And believe me, I touched almost every one of them in my yard twice. It's crazy, but yeah.
We have a 4-door China hutch in the living room, like big one, probably about 6 feet wide or 7 feet wide, and I take up the whole entire bottom shelf with multiple layers of the stones that I have collected over the years.
Oh, there you go.
Not to mention what's all on my altar.
We actually have 3 gravel pits still running full bore, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. We ship them out. And if you go down 24 at any time, you'll see the multiple two trailers being pulled by the semi, tractor, and away you go. And we are also known as the windshield chip capital.
I bet.
But yeah, I got 3 in mine right now. But yeah, it's a fun little town. We love it here. It's quiet, peaceful. If you look out, I could show you, but I'm not going to. If I look out across my lake, you'd swear I'm in rural. I'm not. You go about a mile over, there's cows.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, so I'm right on the edge of Oakland County. Literally in Lapeer. So, but anyway, enough about Oxford.
You had me at cows because I'm surrounded by horses, and then just down the road is cows because it's nothing
The
but
best
farmland.
dairy farm is about 2 miles over. Cook's Dairy Farm. They do their own milk, their own butter, their own ice cream. You can watch them milk them. We saw the calves with my grandkids 2 weeks ago. They have them separated out from the pregnant females already, and you can watch them go down. It's pretty cool little family-owned place. It's been, I think, it was 90 or 95 years they just celebrated.
Wow.
Yeah, they've been around for a long, long time. Best ice cream.
You had me at ice cream. I'm coming down tomorrow.
I can't go that way anymore.
Like, I can't make it to work. I have to go get ice cream. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, it's always fun to do something local. I like helping the local people more than
Especially
the corporations, right? So
helping a farmer, helping a local business.
yeah, love
and
it.
you get an experience with it.
Exactly. And they don't charge you for their tour. You know what I mean? You just walk around, you can go check it out. It's pretty cool.
Yep.
You just hope you're upwind from the smells that day, but
That's your payment. You have to smell the smells.
Yeah. Hey,
Yep.
That don't even bother me. My grandfather.
And if you don't have to pay an entry fee, you're going to buy more ice cream.
Exactly. Or milk. And they have a really cool little local store in there that they're selling local wares from other people, whether it be syrup, honey, jellies, shirts, coffees, different things. So it's pretty cool.
Like a little co-op deal.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I would take the smell of cow shit over the smell of a city any day. Any day.
Heck yeah, because that cow poop smell is going to blow over. That city smell is trapped.
Mm-hmm. Like you drive out here in the middle of summer, it gets pretty ripe. I got the windows down and I'm like, fresh air.
Nature, right? Yeah.
In the city, I got the windows rolled up. I got the air conditioning recirculating. Oh no. No thanks. Yikes.
Yeah.
There's so many horses down here that I don't get the farm smell very often.
Yeah.
And I miss it.
Well, horse smell's not too bad though.
Well, we got Metamora north of here, and they're big into horse. It's horse country, so we can go up there.
I have never been somewhere where there's so many horses. It's like at least every 5 houses down the road. You're like, oh, horse, or donkeys. Donkeys is the other thing. They love donkeys down here.
Huh.
Donkeys make great guard dogs.
Yes, they do.
Mm.
Yes, they do.
I feel bad for the ones I drive by and they're just like one donkey. I'm like, he needs a friend.
Sometimes donkeys are like beta fish. They don't like friends. They like to just kick everything in sight. So maybe they're just happier being independent.
Metamora is where the White Horse Inn is. Very haunted location.
Ooh.
Long period of time location. It's also the home of many horse farms, including Bob Seger's Arabian horses.
Ooh, I didn't know he had horses.
He raises Arabians.
No kidding. They're one of my favorites.
But there's a lot of horses up there, and it's big horse country. But the White Horse Inn, if you ever been there, and if you ever get the chance, go.
I'm adding that to my list for
It's
sure.
Experience. It's been a blacksmith shop. It was a stagecoach stop. It was a hotel. It was a general store. It was a mixer of multiple things. But
Stagecoach stop right alone, man. That's got to bring on its own energy.
Right? That's kind of like Howl and the Howl Theater. That's a stagecoach.
Yes, I love the Howl Theater.
Did you hear the lion when you were there?
I did not.
I did. That was pretty cool. The lion there, because they had a lion escape from one of the circus when the train was running through there.
Yeah.
It escaped from one of the cars.
Oh, no kidding.
The lion was there, and he ended up getting sick and dying behind the Howl Theater.
That reminds me, we still need to figure out how to, we need to talk to Robert, because you know how in Durand that circus train derailed and they actually buried a lot of the circus animals in Durand.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to check that out. I would also love someday to do an investigation at the depot in Durand. I think that would be really cool.
Have you been down to Willis yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did that. Oh gosh, it's
Willis
been a couple years now.
And as she's becoming more active, the more they're finishing, right, the rooms up.
Yeah.
That's been very active lately. But the Howl Theater, I think Portal's running those tours out of Paul, and Willis is still Martyr. But yeah, you got so many locations. I would love to do Greenfield Village.
Oh yes, that would be amazing.
They would never let anybody in, but they don't. That's like, just let me do it.
Some places just don't want that affiliation.
That plantation house,
I would even venture through the Henry Ford Museum, just the stuff that they have.
Yeah,
Oh,
the stuff
What do
they
you
have in
Kennedy's car.
what?
Kennedy's car. He was
Yeah.
assassinations there. I mean,
They
you got
have
a bunch of stuff in there.
Lincoln's chair.
Yeah.
That made my skin like
Very
crawl.
bizarre. Yeah.
It gives you a very surreal feeling walking through that place. It really does, the museum itself. And and you can take any item. If you just look at a train engine that's there and you just go, whoa, that thing's huge. But can you imagine how much energy that thing is made?
So much.
Money is gone. Who was on it? Who ran it? Just the engine. We're not talking about the cars or anything.
Yeah.
Who built it?
Yeah, exactly.
Like back then.
Who was pounding the steel for the wheels, right? Who was doing this, that, and the other? Just the energy there alone.
So
one item, and now magnify that by every item they have in there. It'd be very cool.
I want to go back now.
I know. I haven't been there in years. Now I want to go again.
The live reenactments. I would love to be there on a night after that. Right?
Oh yes,
the Federal War and all.
like that.
They do the Civil War reenactments and the Revolutionary reenactments.
Yeah.
So that would be cool to do too. After that, but yeah.
There's so many cool.
One day.
I know, right? Well, we only have a few minutes left, so Candace, I just want you to go over the Oxford event one more time, just in case anybody missed it.
Gladly. It is 130 Drainer, Drahner Road, Oxford, Michigan, 48371. It is the American Legion. We are there from 1 to 6 on April 26th for the Exie and Candy's Body, Mind, and Spirit Spring Fling. Come on out and see us.
It's an awesome time, and they're going to be raising money for the family that was in a recent car accident.
I will have a jar on my table raising money. I will be donating some of my proceedings for my readings to that. So hopefully we can give them a little bit of cash just to make it a little easier for them. That's just my thing. So.
Absolutely. So make sure you guys check it out if you're in the Oxford area or you have nothing to do and you can take a little day trip. It's going to be worth it. Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely. Well, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And anytime, you can come back whenever you want because we love you.
Anytime you want me, you let me know.
You got it.
I
don't remember what we're doing next week, which is nothing new. So make sure you come back and join us next week, and we will see you guys then. So have a great rest of your week. Stay safe, and as always, stay spooky.
Bye.
Bye.